Welcome to vgates.net tutorial video on managing your visitor list. In this video we will provide an overview about how to view your visitors, sort your visitor list, how to change information, how to add information and how to delete visitors. From your home screen choose the Visitors button to see an overview of all of your visitors, both personal guests and vendors. The list is sorted in alphabetical order by first name by default and includes all visitors, both guests and vendors. You can change the way the visitor list is sorted to reverse the sort from Z to A instead by choosing the Sort button above the list. A drop-down box will appear, and you may choose Sort Z through A to change the sorting. You will now notice that the list has been rearranged to sort Z through A by first name. You can also filter your visitor list to show only the visitors on the list that match certain criteria by choosing the Filter button. A drop-down menu will appear with criteria choices which are all defaulted to include by a blue height check mark within the box. To exclude some of the visitors you may press the box next to the criteria you wish to exclude and the box will become white and no longer have a check mark in it. It will be empty. Once the criteria have been fixed the way you want to see it, then press the Apply button highlighted in blue. The screen will change to display the filtered visitor list, in this case sorted by guest only and excluding the vendors. To change the filter, choose the Filter button, which will become pink, and the drop-down menu will appear again. To see your vendors instead of your guests, choose the Vendor button which will highlight blue again with a check mark. Then choose the Guest button and the highlight and check mark will disappear leaving it empty. Choose the Apply button again in blue and a new list will appear. The screen will change to display the filtered visitor list, in this case sorted by vendor only and excluding guests. To see all of your visitor list again choose the Filter button once again and choose the box next to guests to include both guests and visitors again. Choose the Apply button to apply the changes. The screen will now display all of your visitors again. You may also wish to sort your visitors by last name instead of first name. To do this choose the Name button above the visitor list and a drop-down box will appear with a choice of first name or last name. Choose the circle next to last name to choose sorting by last name. The blue highlight will change from first name to last name. The newly sorted visitor list will appear now sorted by last name Z through A. If you have a long list, it may be helpful to search by name. Choose the empty box with the magnifying glass in it next to the Search button at the top of the page. Start typing the name of the visitor you wish to find. Notice as you begin to type the list will begin to filter by the letters in the name. As you continue typing every additional letter will filter the results even more. You can choose a name from the list at this point or you can continue typing. In most cases you will not even need to type the whole name as the list filters out other possibilities, and you are left with the name you want. When you choose the name you want to view and their visitor profile will appear with all of their details. In this case we are going to add a driver's license to the profile. If your site has driver's license recognition enabled as an entry method, then adding the driver's license will enable the visitor to scan their driver's license at the kiosk to gain entry, otherwise it will simply be used by the virtual guard agent as an identification. To add a driver's license, choose the Driver's License button to display the driver's license screen. A new driver's license screen will appear with blank fields. Start by adding the first and last name of the visitor. Notice all required fields will be red until they are filled in and then return to black. After completing the first and last name, choose the state field. A drop-down menu will appear and the keyboard will appear. You may either type in the name of the state or use the drop-down box to scroll through the names of the states until the correct state appears. Once you see the correct state in the drop-down menu, press the state and it will autofill the field. Now you must enter the driver's license number under the license field. It is important to type the entire driver's license correctly as it appears. If even one number or letter is incorrect, the license will not read correctly and either access will not be granted or the identification may be questioned. As you type the letters and number into the field, it will change from red to black. You may stop here or continue to add additional information, such as a description or notes for the virtual guard agent. If you choose, you can add the description of the vehicle or person under the description field, but this is optional. This information may be helpful for the agents in identifying your visitor, so it is suggested to complete this field if you have useful information. Please remember to change this information should your visitor description change. As you scroll down, the Save button will appear in pink. Choose the Save button to save the information. Your visitor's profile will appear again with a dialog box above the Add Driving License button. This is your chance to review the information to ensure it is correct. You may edit the information by choosing the pencil icon under the number, view the information in the fields in the driver's license screen by choosing the magnifying glass icon, or delete the information using the trash can icon. You may also choose the up arrow to hide this dialog box. After you are satisfied with your changes, you may return to the visitors list by choosing the arrow with visitors list next to it. Your visitor list will appear again. Once your visitors have additional information like driver's license available, you may now filter your visitors using these additional criteria. Choose the Filter button to filter by additional criteria. The Filter drop-down menu will reappear and now empty any other boxes next to criteria you wish to exclude, so that only the information you wish to filter by remains highlighted in blue with a check mark in the box next to it. Choose the Apply button to apply your changes. The list will filter out all visitors that do not have that criteria available. Only visitors with information added into that field will appear in your list. You may return to the Filter menu at any time and highlight all of the boxes again to return to your complete list. You may need to remove a visitor from your visitors list at some point. Virtual Guard has made this easy by adding a Remove button next to your visitor's name. Simply press the Remove button to remove a visitor from your list. Because mistakes sometimes happen and you may not have meant to choose the Remove button, a dialog box will appear asking you to confirm your choice to remove this visitor. You may confirm removing the visitor by choosing the Delete button in red, or cancel the action and keep this visitor by choosing the Cancel button. If you choose to remove the visitor, your visitor list will reappear and the visitor will no longer appear on the list, their record will be completely deleted. Instead of deleting a visitor, you may simply wish to change their access authorization to include notification needed when they arrive. This is useful when it is important to know that your visitor has arrived so that you can ensure you are ready to receive them, or maybe you want to be able to meet them at the site while they are there. Choose the Details button next to the visitor you wish to change. The visitor profile will appear. Notice that your administrator has chosen either Guard Authorization Call is not needed or Needed as a default for every guest. You must manually change that default setting for each of your guests to better fit your preferences. In this case, Guard Authorization is set to Not Needed and we wish to change that to Needed. Choose the Needed button to change the guard authorization call from Not Needed to Needed. Because there are sometimes mistakes and this is an important field, a dialog box will appear asking you to confirm your choice. To complete the change, choose Yes. The visitor profile will reappear and the guard authorization call will now be needed when your guest arrives. Choose the back arrow next to Visitors List to return to the Visitors List. The Visitors List will reappear. Now you may wish to change the times or dates that an individual visitor has access to the site. Let's choose the Vendor Anchors Away. Press the Details button to display the visitor's profile. When the profile appears, a button labeled Custom Schedule can be found at the bottom of the profile. Choose the Custom Schedule button to manage your visitor's access times. The visitor scheduling screen will appear and be defaulted to Schedule Allowed. This means there are no restrictions on when the visitor is allowed to access the property. There is also a choice for Schedule Denied. If Schedule Denied is chosen, then the guest will always be denied. This may be useful for special situations such as restraining orders or other adverse situations. To place special or specific time restrictions on your visitor's access rights, choose the Custom Schedule button. New drop-down boxes will appear with dates and times. The Effective From box will have today's date and be defaulted to 12 a.m., the very first hour of the day. The Effective Till box will be defaulted to the same month, day, and time, but 3 years into the future. The Add Day button will be gray, indicating that you may not choose this yet. First, choose the Effective From box and a calendar menu will appear with the hour, minute, and AM/PM choices. Today's date will be highlighted in blue and the time will be defaulted to 12 o'clock am. You can either change the Effective From or the start date on the calendar or keep it defaulted to today, and then you will normally change the time of day by using the up or down arrows above and below the hour, minute, and AM/PM fields. Once you have made your changes, simply tap anywhere outside of the calendar menu to set the time effective from date and time. Your new effective date will show in the Effective Date box. Now choose the Effective Till box. A calendar menu will drop down from the Effective Till box and will default to the today's month and date, however notice that the year will be 3 years into the future. Use the arrows on either side of the month and year to change the month and year by month. When you have the desired month and year that the access should be effective until, then choose a day within that month. Use the up and down arrows above and below the hours, minutes, and AM/PM to set the time of day the access is effective until, then tap anywhere outside of the calendar menu. Your new access schedule will now show in the Effective From and Effective Till boxes. To further restrict access by day of the week, choose the down arrow in the Add Day field. A drop-down menu will appear to reveal the days of the week. To choose Saturday, simply scroll down within the menu. Choose a day of the week the visitor should have access by pressing the day of the week. The menu will disappear and the day of the week will appear in the Add Day field. To add the day, choose the blue Add Day button. The day is now added and another Add Day field will appear. You may also remove the day you just added by choosing the X within the circle next to the day you want to remove, or you can choose to further define the access time by hours of the day by choosing the down arrow in the All Day field. Watch our How to Add a Visitor video for more instructions on adding visitors. To add another day, choose a day from the Add Day drop-down menu and then choose the Add Day button in blue. You now have 2 days chosen and another Add Day field and button will appear. You may define as many days of the week as you wish for each individual visitor. Once you are satisfied with the days of the week, and have defined the hours if desired, choose the pink Save button at the bottom of the screen to save your changes. Because schedules are important and take some effort, a dialog box will appear after you choose the Save button asking you if you are sure you want to save the changes so that you don't have to repeat your setting if you accidentally hit the Save button before you are completely done making your changes. If you are finished, then choose the Yes button, but if you need to continue then choose the No button to return to scheduling. When you are finished with your changes, choose the Yes button and the visitor profile will reappear. To go back to the home screen, choose the hamburger menu at the top left corner of the screen. A drop-down menu will appear with a number of choices. Choose the home icon with the word home next to it. The home screen will reappear. Thank you for using VeekGates.net tutorial videos. Please visit our YouTube channel for more instructional videos.